Hailie Deegan didn't start her career at ThorSport Racing on a good note, scoring a DNF in the season-opening race at Daytona. But as everyone knows, that's superspeedway racing, and much of it is up to chance. This week, the 21-year-old headed into the second race of the 2023 Truck Series season at Las Vegas with confidence after qualifying 5th in her number 13 truck. But that strong effort didn't translate into a positive race result, as Deegan suffered her second DNF in as many races. Unfortunately, on closer inspection, what happened in Sin City exposed the driver's mindset and could be a sign that the truck's most popular driver might be in for a long 2023. When you look at the first 2 years of Hailie Deegan's Truck Series career, it's lackluster at best, with just 3 top 10 finishes in 45 races. Her supporters will say it's because she's A, been unfortunate and caught up in other people's messes, and B, never been in top equipment. This offseason, Deegan moved from David Gilliland Racing to ThorSport Racing. In other words, a quality ride with an organization known for winning races and championships. Ben Rhodes won the title in 2021 and finished runner-up in 2022. To further improve her chances at success with her new team, Deegan received Rhodes' title-winning crew chief Rich Lucius for the 2023 campaign. In December, Lucius appeared on SiriusXM NASCAR radio and discussed the expectations of his new driver, including the plan for dealing with those who have driven aggressively around her in the past.
If you guys had a discussion about her driving style and what you expect and what she expects?
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit. Obviously, as we get closer to Daytona, we're touching on that some more. But, I expect her to be aggressive. I expect her to not take anything from anyone. And I think that's how she's going to be. I think that's the mindset she's in right now. I think she's in a really good place right now mentally as far as she knows she's going to have a really good shot next year to be competitive, and we're going to have a really good team. And hopefully, like I said, we're going to get some top 10s, and I don't think it's out of the reach at all for us to make the playoffs next year.
Despite finishing 35th at Daytona, Deegan joined the rest of the truckers this weekend in Vegas, understandably confident after her impressive 11th place run last year in her Xfinity Series debut. Common sense would suggest in top equipment that she could replicate that effort with the trucks in the second race of the season. In qualifying, she did just that, flashing speed and earning a spot on the third row in 5th, the best starting position on a paved track in her young career. To start the race, she lined up 1 row behind teammate Ty Majeski and in front of her other ThorSport teammates Rhodes and 3-time champion Matt Crafton, who started a couple of rows behind. Moments after the green flag waved, things got dicey when Deegan found herself in the middle of a 3-wide, with Rhodes to her inside and Brett Holmes to her outside. The number 13 truck wiggled, but navigated through without incident. While avoiding contact or a crash, Deegan quickly faded. By lap 3, she had dropped to 12th, and the 2021 champion had surged to 8th. Crafton ran 11th, and it was just the beginning. 10 laps in, Majeski ran 3rd, Rhodes 7th, Crafton 11th, and Deegan had dropped to 14th. When the first caution came out on lap 18, the 3 ThorSport teams had held their positions, but Deegan had lost another spot to 15th. In the final 5 laps of Stage 1, the number 99 showed why he's one of the best in the business, avoiding disaster a couple of times when Nick Sanchez and Christian Eckes both got loose directly in front of him, forcing him to lift and take quick evasive actions. When Zane Smith took the flag to end Stage 1, Majeski finished 2nd, Crafton 6th, Rhodes rebounded from his pair of near mishaps to finish 7th, and Deegan ended 23rd. Stage 2 was caution-filled, with 3 separate incidents. During one break, Lucius talked with his driver over the radio and echoed what he had said months earlier, calling for her to be more aggressive. In another communication, the driver was told she needed to have more of a sense of urgency. In both cases, she replied 10-4. On a restart with 3 laps to go in Stage 2, the 4 ThorSport trucks were running in the top 11, Deegan moving up to the 11th spot on an earlier pit strategy call. However, just 1 lap around the 1.5-mile circuit, and Deegan had quickly fallen back and was running in the middle of the pack when disaster struck. Running 4 wide, John Hunter Nemechek and Christian Eckes squeezed Deegan, who got loose, pinballed, and went for a spin down onto the apron. The broadcast pointed out it was simply a racing incident and no one was to blame. For Deegan, it didn't matter who was to blame. Her night was over. When the race ended, ThorSport had a solid night in Vegas, as Rhodes finished 3rd, Majeski 5th, and Crafton 11th. Deegan finished 32nd. Unsurprisingly, some of her fans came to her defense online and were quick to point out how she was again caught in someone else's mess. While technically true, if those same fans are being honest with themselves, Deegan was put in that situation for one reason and one reason alone: her lack of aggressiveness. From the drop of the green flag, she faded back in the pack and found herself in the area where accidents tend to happen. Her new team recognized what was happening from the drop of the green flag. That's why it was conveyed to her on multiple occasions that she needed to amp up her intensity. It never happened. And the net result is she found herself mired in traffic, which ultimately culminated in an accident that ended her day. While it is only a couple of races, the upcoming schedule is daunting, especially when you consider she scored a pair of DNFs at Atlanta and COTA in 2022. Sure, she could turn things around and make the playoffs, as Lucius set of expectations back in December, but in order for that to happen, Deegan will have to flip a switch and drive much more aggressively. And based on what she showed on Friday night in Las Vegas, that's questionable at best and could result in a long season for the number 13 team.